Welcome to Kyber Lab, episode 39. This is Rey versus Jedi Master Kenobi. Rey and the Jedi, as you can see. Here at Kyber Lab, our goal is to maximize your banners, remove RNG, and avoid mistakes. So let's take a look at this fight. 63 plus banners is your goal. You can get 64, occasionally 65, but very unlikely because there's no real banner regeneration here, just banner protection from Rey. You want to be generally the same gear level as the JMK team. You can be a bit lower because you're depending a lot on Rey's sudden whirlwind for the damage. Jedi Knight Luke does help to have good damage. The faster you are, the better. Doesn't make a huge difference, but it definitely helps, and against a very well modded JMK team, it's very important, especially for Jedi Knight Luke. This is possible, but annoying to do with the slow Jedi Knight Luke, which is less and less common these days. A fast Rey, like I just mentioned, is very helpful. So at the beginning, they always target Grandmaster Yoda in this particular comp. He'll die, you'll swap to JKL to stun, then you'll mark Cat, and you'll use Whirlwind or Sudden Whirlwind on Cat twice, then you just clean up the rest with Rey. So pretty basic, very little RNG involved here. It's a very clean, easy counter, assuming that you have reasonable speeds across your team. So let's take a look. The main goal here is to beat JMK to his ult, because once JMK is in his ult, and if Rey is still alive, then you stand a 1 in 5 chance of losing Jolie. And if, yeah, so there goes Rey, first of all, taking out Jedi Master Kenobi, or Grandmaster Yoda, I mean. Yep, he's protecting Jolie, as you need to do. That's really the real risk. Now they come back with Yoda, marking Commander Ahsoka Tano. They really love to go after Yoda for some reason. Okay, you can tell by Cat's health that the first death was triggered, the mini savior or whatever from General Kenobi. Okay, now here is where the speed on Rey makes a big difference. The stun helps a little bit, but even without the stun, Rey still would have gone. If your Rey is a slower Rey, it's all relative, so there's not a one speed target to look for. You just have to compare it to the JMK and the rest of the team. If Rey was a bit slower, you would not get the second sudden whirlwind until after JMK goes into his ult, which does two things. It heals up Commander Ahsoka Tano, so it may take 2 hits. Unlikely, but it maybe it will. But more importantly, it frees everybody from, not frees everybody, but it changes the AI a bit, where they just go after targets randomly instead of going after just GMY for some reason. So once you have this step accomplished, the rest is just basic cleanup. Usually you go after, I would do basic to work on Jolie's cooldown, because Revan still has his savior available. It hasn't been triggered yet. And think of ult in these fights, Rey's ult, think of that as a way to stall, because you're not actually depending on the ult to kill anybody. I mean, maybe it'll kill 1 or 2 at the end of the fight, but in general, you're looking at it to stall. And here we go, mark on Padme, so that Rey will be able to use her sudden whirlwind. Remember the threshold for Rey's sudden whirlwind, 60% health. So keep that in mind when you're using Rey's heal, her protection up ability. So Jolie just healed Rey, so she's above. She should have her sudden whirlwind available, and then can work on it again. Well, it just got triggered there as well. And Savior got triggered from Revan. That's very nice. Oh, it wasn't available. I guess none of that was 60. I thought it would be there. So we keep on going. Unless they hit somebody to below 60% health, she has to heal 1 more time. Now she's below 60. She's going to immunity as well. It's not a huge use. I could have stunned, I guess. Better just to go for Rey. You could go for another target, but then she take her turn and lose the mark. So here we go. Always do the sudden whirlwind instead of the alt. Now their targeting is going all over the place. It's very strange how having the high ground changes their targeting. Maybe thematically appropriate, but weird anyway. And now it's just a matter of cleanup here. The important part of the fight is the first few minutes where you're killing Commander Sokotano, and that has a lot to do. So here this might kill. Oh, it kills both. Okay, so very easy cleanup. But again, as I was saying, the important part is the beginning, where you really have to try and beat. You don't have to, but it makes it much simpler if you beat JMK to his ult. And he lags out here. He does win though. Ends up being, I think, a 63. Same as our target here. Maybe a 64. So this is a great result. 64 is fantastic for this fight. Hope it helped. Hope you learned something. Cheers.